Okay.
Jaspers.
Who we have?
2.
Who? Oh, Kelly, yeah. Where is he?
Right there. 2. 5. Ramel Brown.
Yep, got it.
13.
Come on.
Everything. Right there.
Yep.
24.
And Beamon.
31.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay. Let's try this again.
You need the starters?
I will in a moment.
Okay, I got them for you.
Guys, we're ready to go, so when we're all set, just do me a favor and like do a pan over real quick for me so that I can get going. I don't have a dial-in number for a pan for some reason that's working, because the one they gave me isn't working right now, but I'm working on that, so. Another game, another thrilling finish. George Beamon's three-point play with less than 1 second remaining kept an improbable Jasper comeback at Columbia on Tuesday night. Now Manhattan gets to perform in front of their home crowd for the first time this season against George Washington. The Colonials are also 2-0 and boast some of the best sides the Jaspers will see all year. Coming off a 100-point performance against Maine, they'll look to duplicate that in their first road test of 2013. After 2 hair-raising victories, what will Manhattan do for an encore? We find out next on GoJaspers.com. Hello, folks, and welcome to the Gymnasium on the campus of Manhattan College in Riverdale, the Bronx, New York. Christian Imler here with you, joined shortly. It took some incredible skill and even more fortune, but the Jaspers are 2-0 for the first time ever under Steve Masiello. Now they look for a 3-game win streak as the 6th borough comes alive in full. That hopes to be the advantage for Manhattan tonight, and Coach, they're going to need all the help they can get against a talented GW squad.
Yeah, you're so right. Remember them from last year where Manhattan went down to the Verizon Center in D.C. They're going up against a team that right now is averaging 92 points a ball game. They've only played 2 games, but they're putting up big numbers. They have great balance in scoring. They have 5, almost 6 players scoring well into double-figure range. They are big. You mentioned that before. 6'10", 6'9", 6'8" up front. So Manhattan's going to really have to play their game, especially their A game, rebounding the basketball this evening.
You look in that game against Maine, a 108-81 victory over the Black Bears at home. 5 players in double figures led by Maurice Creek, 19 points. The Indiana product, he did play for the Hoosiers, and as a freshman, put up 31 against the Wildcats of Kentucky.
Yeah, he's a terrific shooter from the perimeter, knockdown pre-ball shooter, and of course, what experience. 4 years at Indiana, now he had a year of eligibility at GW, and they're very pleased to be having him on the court. He's a terrific scorer for them.
Meanwhile, for the Jaspers, they are led currently, of course, by George Beamon. 24 points at LaSalle, 28, including the final 3 at Columbia. With his next basket, he will move into 9th all-time in the Manhattan scoring list, but George Beamon doing as seniors should.
Well, he's off to a great start. He really suffered last year having to sit out. You could see it on his face throughout the whole season. He's back and he's making the most of it. And they're going to need that leadership and that scoring ability here this evening when they go up against we talked about, a very fine George Washington University basketball team.
The Manhattan Jaspers with a record of 2-0. First time under Steve Masiello they have been 2-0 on this start of the year. Now they get to come home for the first time, Coach. And speaking with Steve Masiello earlier, I asked him about this team maybe being a little bit too amped up to play in front of their home crowd. How do you temper expectations, and how do you temper the mentality of your team trying to come out and be a little flashy in front of their home crowd?
Well, I think, number one, they know they're up against a very good opponent. So I think that will calm anything down. They got to feel good about themselves because it's a very fine line between 2-0 and 0-2, and especially with the 2 games that they played, LaSalle and Columbia, winning both of those ball games. I know they're in for a night, and they know they have to come with their A game here. So I think the focus is going to be, let's get off to a good start. Let's really play good defense, but let's rebound that basketball with 5 guys. Whoever the 5 guys on the floor, let's really, and then defensively, let's try to see if we can turn them over a little bit.
Coach, you brought it up. This team could just as easily be 0-2 as opposed to 2-0. How much of that do you try to send to your players and make sure they understand that?
Well, I think you keep that pretty low-key. I think you don't have to say too much about it. I think you like the feeling. I bet your practices have been good. Everybody's in a positive spirit, winning those 2 games with the idea of maybe going 3-0 and knocking off this GW team. I don't think they've talked about that too much. I don't think, as a coach and my staff, I don't think we would mention. But deep down inside, I think the kids know those games could have gone either way. Steve
Masiello talked about it after the Columbia game. He brought it up again today in our pregame chat with him. Not pleased with the effort on the backboards from his bigs in that last contest. You look at last year against GW, Manhattan was out-rebounded 41-27. That is a very untypical Manhattan number.
Yeah, well, again, you're going up against some great size, and that's going to be an interesting stat to look at throughout this ball game. When you think of Armwood, Isaiah Armwood, he's the 6'10" center. Not only does he score points, he rebounds at over 10 a game, but he also can block a lot of shots. And more important than blocking shots, he can change other shots in there. So Manhattan's going to have to block out with 5 guys, and they're going to really have to rebound the basketball.
It is great to be home as the Jaspers play their first game of the year at Dratty Gymnasium. Tip-off on the way next on Jasper Vision.
I'm Peyton Manning. Did you know that the Red Cross responds to more than 67,000 house and apartment fires every year? They show us how to prepare for emergencies from hurricanes to heart attacks. They respond immediately when lives are disrupted by natural disasters. They teach us to swim and to save lives. Red Cross volunteers and employees are committed to making our communities safer and healthier.
Call 1-800-HELP-NOW.
Time to hit the road and plan your next bus trip with Coach USA. Weddings, church groups, sports teams, schools, and convention groups count on Coach USA for first-class charter service around North America.
For the visiting George Washington Colonials, a record of 2-0, coming off a 108-81 win over Maine this past week. They will start in the backcourt. Maurice Creek from Indiana. Keithan Savage is the sophomore. Joe McDonald, a former high school All-American, the point guard. And then the two big boys, Isaiah Armwood up front. And coach, one of the guys we did not talk about, the sophomore out of Denmark, and Kevin Larson.
Yeah, Larson is another big, strong rebounder. He has great size. He'll pound the boards for you. Right now, he's averaging about 6.5 rebounds and getting just about 15 points a game. So they have really great scoring inside with Larson and also with Armwood.
George Washington, coached by Mike Lonergan in his third year, a 25-38 overall record, assisted by Hodge Turner, Maurice Joseph, and John Fitzpatrick. For the Manhattan Jaspers, also a record of 2-0, a 71-70 thrilling victory over Columbia on Tuesday night. The freshman, Tyler Wilson, gets the start at point, along with the senior, Mike Alvarado, George Beamon out on the wings, and then up front, Ramel Brown and Emi Anduar. Anduar, who had a great game against LaSalle, fell off a little bit in that contest against Columbia.
Yeah, we're going to need him tonight to be on his A game for sure. He's got to rebound the basketball. He also has to score, and he has the ability to get a lot of assists handling that basket.
Manhattan is coached by Steve Masiello in his third season, 37-31 overall record. He is assisted by Matt Grady, Rasheem Davis, and Matt Wilson. We are just about ready to get underway here at Draddy Gymnasium. Coach, some of your keys for tonight's contest.
Well, I think number one, take care of the basketball. Definitely you have to rebound the basketball, get good shots, block out, and try to slow this team down. They're averaging 92 points a game. Try to keep it in maybe the high 50s into the low 60s.
Well, the sixth borough is alive and well. We have seen them on the road in Philadelphia, on the Upper West Side, and now here in the Bronx, Jasper Nation at home for the first time this year.
And it looks like it's growing each and every game. You could add on maybe 20 more people.
Well, they have actually, because of the support from this student body here at Manhattan, they have expanded the sixth borough. Usually it is just the end zone section to our left, what would be the south end zone here at Draddy Gymnasium. But it has since wrapped around and it has taken up the first section of the bleachers behind us to the far left, and it will continue, according to Steve Masiello, to go all the way around as long as possible as the Jaspers look for that home court advantage. Manhattan in the home whites, green numbers and lettering. George Washington, the road blues with tan, gold and lettering. It'll be Armwood and Brown for the jump. Armwood, the 6'9" senior out of Baltimore, Maryland. Brown tips it over to Enduar. Jaspers moving right to left with possession. Beamon, quick two on the way. Good. Jaspers within 5 seconds ahead 2-0.
Well, here comes that full court pressure. 2-2-1 press. See if they can turn GW over.
George Washington, a team that has struggled at times with turnovers. Savage on the right side, up top, Joe McDonald, the sophomore out of Lorton, Virginia, 8 points, 3 rebounds against the Black Bears in their last contest. McDonald to the right side for Savage.
Manhattan falls back into that 2-3 matchup zone.
12 seconds on the shot clock. Jaspers ahead 2-0. Left side is McDonald, top of the key, Savage with 7. Left side, McDonald. Wilson pops out on him at the free throw line. Armwood with 3. Creek on the right side driving. 2 with 1. Floater off the front, rebound no good. And Enduar gets the board, pushing it up ahead. Alvarado, coast to coast, driving inside. Relieves it for Brown. Brown tied up, ripping it down. Still looking, kicks it out for Wilson into the corner. Alvarado, 3-ball on the way, is short. And the rebound is pulled in by McDonald of GW. Jaspers had a great chance to light a fire underneath the crowd. Instead, here comes GW left to right.
Alvarado's shot just come up a little bit short. He had to put extra height on that ball. Manhattan back into that 2-3 zone. There's a kick ball by Beamon. Beamon
with that basket earlier becomes the 9th leading scorer all-time in Manhattan college history. He passes George Bucci, 1972 to 1975. In just 79 games, he scored over 1,300 points. 3-ball from the corner for Creek is good. Maurice Creek, he is a deadly outside shooter. Colonials on top 3-2.
Yeah, 54% so far on the year from three-point range for Creek.
He had 19 against the Black Bears earlier this week. Enduar, top of the key, man-to-man defense here for GW. Wilson, top of the key, now Alvarado. Bounce pass inside to Brown, working down on Larson. Puts a body on, and he's fouled. And as we talked about on Tuesday night, as was talked about in the season opener and will be talked about, these new fouls can really benefit if you create contact down low.
Boy, there was very little contact there, just a hand on his back, and they blew the whistle. You go down to the subway here at 242nd Street to be more contact getting on the train.
Wilson throws it up top to Mike Alvarado, who dribbles between the circles and leaves it for the freshman point guard out of the Bronx. Went to Cardinal Hayes High School.
GW 2-3 zone now out of bounds.
Beamon on the right side, and now Wilson in front of the Colonial bench. Andujar looking right side. Beamon was wide open for three. Catch and shoot. Rattles around. Andujar fighting for the rebound. It's tipped out of bounds. Will be George Washington ball. A little under 2 minutes gone by here in the first half. Manhattan trailing 3-2.
They're going to stay with the full court pressure. 2-2-1. They'll look to trap out of it if they have the opportunity.
Larson inbounds it to Savage, and now up ahead, Armwood breaks the press, but he'll slow up as he works in on Andujar. Driving inside, and he lays it in off the backboard, 5-2 GW.
Boy, Isaiah Armwood showing that at 6'10", he can handle the ball. That time getting around Emmy Andujar for the layup.
17:48 to play here in the first half. Jasper's trailing by 3. They got the first bucket, but a little 5-0 spurt here for the Colonials. Beamon's going to trigger a 3 from the left side. Swish! George Beamon's got all 5 Manhattan points, and we're tied up.
Well, that gives Manhattan a chance to get into that full court pressure. Try to slow this GW team down.
On the right side, on the far side is Creek. Up ahead, Armwood goes up, blocked at the rim by Brown. Up again, lays it in as he recollects. Well, Ramel got the first rejection, but couldn't find a way to take the rebound in. Wilson on the left side, Manhattan trailing by 2. Andujar driving, middle of the lane, streaks all the way through, hammered as he got to the basket, no foul. Here comes GW on the break. Savage driving inside, up with the right hand, easy lay-in, and it is 9-5 George Washington. 3 minutes gone by here in the first. Fast pace to start.
The guards are very strong, ability to put it on the floor, get to the basket. Savage attacking the basket for the layup.
Alvarado on the near left side, had it poked away momentarily by Maurice Creek. Andujar. Middle of the floor, here's Wilson driving inside. He got fouled on the floor, and the foul is going to go on Joe McDonald. As we've got substitutions for both squads coming in for the Jaspers. Ashton Pankey, Rashawn Stores, CJ Jones replacing Wilson, Alvarado, and Brown, respectively. Meanwhile, for George Washington, Patricio Garino, who has not played in the first 2 games of the year, is onto the floor, and John Kopriva, the junior from Milwaukee. Into the corner, here's C.J. Jones off the inbounds. Jones, a sophomore point guard, defensive specialist out of Chicago, Illinois. On the right side, he controls between the circles. Stores, 25 on the shot clock, Andujar at the free throw line. Head fakes, now drives, kicks for Beamon in the corner. Beamon back up top for Stores with 18 to shoot. Jones on the right side, steps into a 3 and buries it. Manhattan 2 for 3 in their 3-point attempts here to start. They're down 1 at 9-8.
C.J. Jones showing some great range. Much better shooter this year than he was last year as a freshman.
Garino, top of the key, McDonald. Jaspers within 1. The 6th Borough tries to come alive at the free throw line. Here's Kopriva and a foul. Touch foul on. Going to go against Rashawn Stores. That is his first and the team's first with 16:07 to play here in the first half. Donovan Cates will check on and replace Emmy Andujar. We didn't see much of Cates against Columbia. He only played 6 minutes in that contest. Steve Masiello not happy with his play.
His minutes have really come down from last year.
Armwood spin move in the lane, got the kind roll with the scoop shot. Wow, what a play from Armwood to give GW a 3-point lead.
Really showing some great ball handling skills here early on in this ball game.
Pankey at the top of the key leaves it for Stores. Stores, and now Donovan Cates. Tried to find Beamon, it's tipped out of bounds. It will remain with Manhattan when we return. 15:46 to play. Jaspers trailing by 3 in their home opener on Jasper Vision. Whoa.
Why hasn't he have Shane Richardson in the game?
I know, it's not working for me either. If you go to our actual website, gojaspers.com, you'll get, and you find it, it'll be there. Jaspers trail 11-8 here, a little over 4 minutes gone by in the home opener. Christian Eimel and the coach Brian Mahoney here with you. A frantic pace to begin this contest.
Yeah, really. Both teams getting up and down, getting after it. GW is attacking Manhattan's press, taking it to the basket. Armwood has really showed some great ball handling skills for a man who's 6'10".
Beamon will inbound on the far side in front of the scorer's table with Pankey, Cates, Stores, and Jones out on the floor. They give it to Stores all the way in the backcourt, and the clock begins. Manhattan trailing by 3. Ken tied up, though, on this possession. Joe McDonald up top guarding Stores, and now Cates at the top of the key. He's guarded by Armwood. Inside looking for Pankey, and a foul. Foul is going to go on John Koprova, junior out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It is the 3rd foul already on GW.
Well, that was a set play trying to post up Pankey, get him down. He had great position underneath. Again, a little push up from the back, so the players have to be aware of it.
Stores inbound underneath the basket, kicked away and stolen by George Washington before a foul is called on Donovan Cates. This was something Steve Massiel and his team were stressing prior to the game. Underneath out-of-bounds plays. Garino here on the near side. First time he's playing this season. He did not play in the first 2. Trapped at midcourt. They break it. Armwood to the baseline. Bounce pass streaking in is Koprova, and a blocking foul on Donovan Cates.
Just a little bit late trying to get there. Gets called for the block.
3rd foul on Manhattan. It's his 2nd, just like that. So Donovan Cates will take a seat here shortly. And Koprova, who last year was 20 for 34 from the free throw line. First one on the way. No good. Missed it short. Shane Richards, Emmy Enduar check in for Manhattan, replacing Beamon and Cates. Richards, who was absolutely on fire the first half against Columbia, had 15 points on 5 of 6 from 3, but only finished the game with 19.
Just shot 6 for 8.
Yeah. Just 6 for 8.
Just 6 for 8. You'd like to get him more shots than just 8 shots when you're shooting the ball that well.
Koprova missed on the 2nd free throw. Good box out by C.J. Jones to get the shooter. He comes off a curl on the near side, receives the pass. Head fakes on a 3, and now Enduar. Inside pass for Pankey. Turnaround shot high off the window. Rattles home. Manhattan within 1 at 11-10.
Well, got great position down low. Right under the basket. Manhattan has a chance to get it into that full court pressure.
Nemanja Mikic, the senior from Serbia. C.J. Jones tipped the pass. They throw it away. Enduar stole it. Stores up ahead for C.J. He's got Richards in the left side. 3 ball. Oh, head faked. 3 ball on the way. Got it. Jaspers lead 13-11. Shane had everybody fooled, including myself, on when he was going to pull that trigger.
Well, nice pump fake to clear the man going by him. Gives Manhattan an opportunity to try to turn GW over.
Jaspers with some great pressure defense here. On the right side, Mikic. Top of the key, Cartagena all the way inside, scoop shot. How did that one go? Jaspers wanted to travel, tied at 13 as Miguel Cartagena, the freshman from Puerto Rico, gets his first basket of the night.
Boy, a lot of English on that, a lot of spin on that ball off the backboard.
Pankey triple teamed on the low block. Spin move, lost the handle on it, and it's taken away here by GW, stolen right back by Shane Richards. Back and forth we go, a frantic start. This game, the first 6 minutes as we have gone under 14 and a half, have been tiring. Stores, dribbling between the circles, guarded by Cartagena. Pankey, double teamed, up top Stores, passes around for C.J. Jones, driving all the way inside, dump off for Pankey, 2-hand jam! Jaspers lead 15-13.
Well, credit Jones, though, with that penetration. Nice dump off. Pankey went up strong with both hands to finish it.
Jaspers continue with that pressure and a foul on Shane Richards. Fans don't like it, but again, as we've talked about with the new rules, you put 2 hands on a player at any time, they're going to call it. Well, how about the start to this game, Coach? We're not even 6.5 minutes in, already a combined 28 points between the two schools.
Yeah, this is going to be a high. If this keeps up, right now both teams are attacking the basket.
Cartagena trapped. Enduar stole it away again. Beamon driving all the way through. Floater from the lane, no good. Brown tried to sky in. He couldn't get the dunk. Enduar has it stolen back after a defensive rebound. Manhattan, great intensity here, but as Massiello talked about, trying to style up the crowd a little bit too much.
Well, that's a good opportunity that they let go by the boards that time, but they got the possession back.
Beamon, top of the key for Manhattan. 13 minutes to play in the first. Jaspers lead by 2. Inside on the back screen, Beamon off the right block, lays it home. Timeout taken by George Washington.
Well, great execution there. That's a set play that they run. They run Beamon off a back screen, and he goes to the basket. Nice pass over the top. He was free for the easy scoring layup.
We saw that for the first time 2 years ago down at Ryder. It's that Louisville back screen that Steve Masiello brought with him from Rick Pitino, of course. They love to alley-oop it to the guards. That time Beamon, the wise choice, though, comes down with it and goes underneath the basket.
Laid it up for the easy scoring layup.
Beamon with 7 of Manhattan's 17 points here to begin this contest. And Coach, this is not the only Manhattan athletic event going on today. There are some big games going on across the Jasper campus. Manhattan volleyball, they have a chance to win their first regular season title in 10 years. They're at Iona today. We'll keep you abreast of that situation. And down in Baltimore, the Manhattan women's basketball team looking to go 2-0 as they take on the Towson Tigers. And right now the Jaspers lead it 11-3. 6 minutes gone by in the first half down in Maryland.
Well, you gotta like their defense. Their hands are very active. They're coming up with deflections, coming up with some steals that are creating scoring opportunities for them.
Joe McDonald back out, controlling the point here for GW, who has struggled turning the ball over the last few minutes. Coming off a screen, here's Garino. Worked in on Beamon. Good way to swat that one by Beamon. Garino still working. Leaves it under the corner, stolen by Alvarado again. Mike Alvarado driving, coast to coast, up high off the glass, no good. Beamon's there for the putback.
George Beamon running the floor well, cleaned it up. Nice steal, good rotation. They were switching on their man-to-man defense. They came up with another steal.
Garino into the baseline. Here's Armwood. He's already been blocked once by Brown. Kicks out Garino, a 3-ball on the way. That one rattled in and out. Rebound pulled in by GW. McDonald drives into the lane. Bounce pass was stolen by Brown, and then it's blocked away by Ramel. Second rejection of the night for Ramel. The pass up ahead was stolen by McDonald. Here we come the other way. McDonald driving in. Bounce pass for Garino. Easy lay in there. 19-15. Manhattan trying to run the break, and it backfired there.
Little careless. He was trying to get the ball up ahead to Shane Richards running the left wing, but it was picked off, and easy scoring opportunity for GW.
Beamon driving inside between 2 defenders, high up the window and in. What strength from George Beamon. He's already got 9. 21-15 Manhattan leads, 11:30 to play in the first half.
Boy, you gotta like that quick first step by Beamon, busting right down, driving to his left, getting to the basket for, again, another layup.
Joe McDonald on the left side. Controlling for GW. Manhattan has gone into man-to-man defense now. Brown flashes out, poked it away, almost stole it from McDonald. 13 on the shot clock. McDonald left side, entry pass, looking inside for Larson. Kick out on the right side. Mikic, 3-ball on the way. Front rim no good. Rebound put in by Larson. He gets Brown in the air, and he is fouled, and will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, Larson with that big wide body had great position underneath on the left side. A lot of times that's where a missed shot will come, and Brown had nothing better to do. He had to foul him that time, and I think that's Brown's first foul.
It is the first on Ramel. He doesn't have a score yet, but he does have 2 rejections on the game. And right now, Coach, with the way this game is going back and forth, Manhattan's defense just as, if not more impressive than the offense.
Well, you're so right. The defense, they've been so active in whether it's their zone defense or the man-to-man, they're coming up with deflections, coming up with steals, anticipating passes, which has led to some easy scoring opportunities.
While I was waiting to speak with Steve Masiello prior to the game, overheard him talking in the locker room about how this team needs to be a 40 deflection team. That's what they were averaging in his first year. They're averaging 33 through these first 2 games this year, and already you're seeing hands in the passing lanes. Jasper's doing everything they can.
Well, they chart those things, and it's a good thing to chart because you want to be you just got to be careful, especially with the way the officials are calling it. A lot of times in past years you could get away with a little bump or a hand check. Right now, this year, you got to be so careful. But right now, they're playing. It's going pretty good. You like the temperament. They have turned GW over a number of times early on, so that's already in their head. See if they can sustain this for another 30 minutes, 31 minutes.
Well, this was something that we saw last year. Despite Manhattan getting out-rebounded, that game, yes, it was a 67-55 win for GW, but it was a lot closer than the score entailed, mainly because the Jaspers forced 23 turnovers.
Well, so far they got a lot of energy on the defensive end, and you know what happens when you score easy buckets like layups, it gives a rush to you, and you want to get back into that defensive stance and that full court pressure.
That's what Steve Masiello was saying. Don't turn on the crowd with your flashy play. Turn on your teammates with some great defense. Kevin Larson at the line. He'll be shooting 2 as the foul was on Ramel Brown, his first.
On the season, 9 of 10 so far in the early going. So he must have a very good touch at the free throw line.
Sophomore out of Copenhagen in Denmark. First free throw, no good. And right now, GW is 0 for 3 at the charity stripe. Manhattan already has forced 3 turnovers. It seems like intense a lot more, but with the 4 steals as well. Second free throw for Larson, also no good. Beamon gets the rebound, his second. He's already got 11 points today.
Both teams off to a hot shooting start. GW at 58%, Manhattan 64%, and Beamon on fire.
Pull-up jumper from the free throw line. He's got 13. Jaspers lead by 8, 23-15, 10:45 remaining. Back to the full court pressure. McDonald trapped and almost stolen away. Creek stays in the backcourt, leaves it for Larson. Bounce pass for Armwood up, and he's met by the bottom of the backboard, but they're going to call a foul underneath on Ashton Pankey. That's his first.
They'll make him earn it. Send them to the free throw line.
The team as a whole is 0 for 4 to start off. Pankey, in 2 games in a Jasper uniform, hasn't seen much time because he has fouled out of both of those games.
That's just his first, though, but he has made his presence felt early on here in the first 9 minutes of this ball game.
10:37 to play in the first half. Armwood, first free throw, is good. Isaiah Armwood last year against Manhattan, the Villanova transfer, 23 points and 9 rebounds in that victory. He was an absolute monster for the Colonials down in D.C. Misses on the second, tried to get his own rebound. Tyler Wilson was there. He forces a tie-up. It'll be GW basketball, but how do you like that? The 17-year-old Tyler Wilson not backing down from Isaiah Armwood on the boards.
The tallest man on the floor and the shortest man on the floor.
You talk with all these Jaspers, whether it's the coaching staff or the team, as McDonald looking to inbound. Throws it inside, barely got it off in 5 seconds, right to Larson. 3-ball from Maurice Creek, back iron no good. Beamon gets the rebound. When you talk with Manhattan, they love Tyler Wilson, thinks he's the most impressive guy on the team. Beamon coast to coast, no good on the floater, but he'll head to the line for 2. And George Beamon, not waiting till the final 50 seconds like he did Tuesday night. He's taking over the game right now.
Well, he saw a crack in the defense, and with that crossover move was able to get inside the free throw line. High arcing shot that time. 2 shots for Beamon.
Beamon 5 for 7 here in the first half as he hits on the free throw. He was 6 of 9 against Columbia, 6 of 20 against LaSalle. Jaspers lead 24-16. Mike Alvarado replaces Tyler Wilson. As Beamon hits on the second, 25-16 Jaspers lead. Jaspers with a 9-point advantage. Emi Enduar back in, replacing George Beamon. 5 on the floor for the Jaspers. Wilson, Richards, Enduar, Alvarado, and Pankey. McDonald up at the top of the key, leaves it for Larson. Handoff for McDonald. He's got Creek to his left, head fakes, drives all the way, pulls up from Armwood. Elbow jumper on the right wing, sides in, no good. Larson punched it out, and it will go. No, stays in bounds, just barely. Fresh 35, though. 10 minutes played, 10 minutes left here in the first half. Manhattan leading 25-16.
Well, you don't mind Armwood taking those type of shots. They forced them out. Look at that pressure defense by Jones.
C.J. Jones, very good alley-oop, blocked away by Shane Richards. It will be Manhattan basketball, and they're going to call a foul on Shane Richards. The referee underneath had Manhattan basketball. The referee out on the side called a foul on Shane Richards.
That's Manhattan's 7th.
And the second on Richards, so a 1-and-1 opportunity upcoming for Isaiah Armwood. Would love to get another look at this one, but Manhattan, they went to alley-oop it, Larson did, to Isaiah Armwood, and Richards came in, poked the ball away, but the referee here on the near side said foul. Now Richards will take a seat as George Beamon checks back in. Armwood at the free throw line. First one on the way. No good. Rebound pulled in by Larson, though. Offensive board here for GW. On the far left side, Maurice Creek back up top for McDonald, who slows down the offense. Inside pass was stolen by Pankey. Here comes Beamon. 4-on-2 for Manhattan. Jones, kick out for Pankey, and another jam.
Boy, nice extra pass that time. Again, another steal, another deflection, leading to easy scoring opportunity.
Manhattan with an 11-point lead at 27-16. 9.5 minutes remain here in this first half, and boy, oh boy, as we take another look at this one, Jones rose up like he was going to shoot it, saw Pankey run on the floor.
Great heads-up play by CJ that time. And again, we've been very impressed not only with his defense, his ability to put pressure on the ball, but he's coming up with some steals. He's shooting the ball much better this year than he did as a freshman. And that time, an unselfish play, finding the big man, rewarding the big man for running the floor and giving him an easy scoring opportunity.
Our apologies to those of you who are trying to pull up the live stats along with our broadcast tonight. We are having some internet issues with our live stats computer at the moment. We'll try to keep you abreast of any and all stats for Manhattan, as the Jaspers leading by 11 here at 27-16. George Beamon has caught fire here to start this first half, and the Jasper defense has really been the story so far.
The defense and their activity, the pressure, the deflections, we keep talking about that, but that has helped them score in transition. And again, to build up this 11-point lead, still halfway through this first half, 9 minutes, 31 seconds remaining. Beamon's been on fire, I believe, unofficially 15 points so far in this ball game.
7 fouls on Manhattan. The Colonials are in the bonus, only 4 on GW, but then again, they haven't really had many opportunities to foul Manhattan. The Jaspers have been out on the fast break quite a bit tonight.
Staying with that zone. It looks like a 1-3-1, but really it falls back into a 2-3. See how GW will attack it.
CJ Jones guarding up top on McDonald. He's there with Alvarado. Left side, Mikic. McDonald, Larson, Garino, and Armwood. Mikic, left side, thought about the three. McDonald, top of the key with 18 to shoot. Armwood at the free throw line, bounce pass into the corner for Garino, and now back inside to Armwood. Tries to work around Ashton Pankey, threw it up off the glass, no good. Beamon fights in for the rebound. Beamon with about, unofficially I believe, his 5th rebound of the night. 9 minutes to play till halftime. Jaspers lead by 11. Alvarado slows things down between the circles. A nice little change of pace after the first 10 minutes. Calls out a play, and with 18 to shoot, leaves it for Anduar at the left elbow. Looking inside for Pankey, bounce pass for Alvarado, entry feed to the big man. Jumper from 4 feet, high arcing shot falls, and that is what makes Ashton Pankey so good. He's got that outside ability.
Well, that time he really had to extend it high. That thing went up and almost hit the ceiling before it came down, but showing a good touch in the post.
Top of the key, here's McDonald. Jaspers with a 13-point advantage at the free throw line. Kick out Mikic, wide open three from the left corner is good. Well, he's going to hit those if he's that wide open. Nemanja Mikic from Novi Sad, Serbia, makes it a 10-point game at 29-19. 8:10 remaining here in the first half. Rich Williams set to make his Dratty Gym debut at the next opportunity. Jones is going to pull up for a three. Tries to answer, no good. Back iron. Rebound tipped around and pulled in by Joe McDonald of GW. Left to right the other way. Colonial's quickly working. Mikic thought about a transition three and now leaves it for McDonald. Inside Larson on the left block. Tries to work in on Pankey. Tough shot. Gets the roll to go, though. 29-21. Colonials with an 8.
Well, Larson got great position as he ran the floor, set up in that low post. They found him right away. He turned to the middle and got the good bounce.
Jones on the right side, and Alvarado play catch between the circles. Enduar's going to pull up from the left elbow and drain it.
And why not? Nobody came out to play him. It was just a 15-foot shot, and he recognized it right away. It was almost like a free throw shooting.
Manhattan's lead back to double digits here at 31-21, 7:20 to play here in this first half. And we'll be 100% honest, was not expecting this kind of output from the Jaspers here in the first half. Armwood down low to Larson, spin move, tries to work the up and under, blocked by George Beamon, out of bounds. It is Manhattan basketball. George Beamon, this is his house, and he doesn't care who's home. 31-21, Jaspers lead with 7:09 remaining in the half on Jasper Vision.
Wow.
Alrighty then.
Soft.
I need a breather. Holy smokes. 7:09 to play here in the first half. Chris Schneimel, the coach, Brian Mahoney here with you. Jaspers out to a 10-point lead at 31-21. George Beamon just came up with a pretty impressive block on Isaiah Armwood to give Manhattan possession back. Jaspers with 7 fouls, so the Colonials are in the bonus. Rich Williams, Rashawn Storrs on the floor, along with George Beamon, Mike Alvarado, and Ashton Pankey. Beamon on the far right side, leaves it for Storrs here between the circles. Man-to-man defense for GW, under 7 minutes to play, and a foul on Nemanja Mikic.
Mikic just can't really hold Beamon as he made a hard drive to his right, trying to get around him. That's the 15th foul. So 2 more for GW before Manhattan can get into the bonus situation.
It is also the first on Mikic, who's a very good three-point shooter. He already hit one today as a freshman, led the NCAA in three-point percentage. Pankey on the right side, top of the key Storrs. Jaspers slowing down the offense a little bit with this 10-point advantage. 20 seconds to shoot. Storrs on the near left side. Works between the circles. Beamon coming down the baseline on a cut. Gets a screen from Williams. Alvarado on the right side. He head fakes, drives inside. And a foul on Keithan Savage. Savage, a sophomore out of Fairfax, Virginia. He picks up his first team 6. And just like that, the Jaspers are 1 away from free throws.
Another side out of bounds. Fresh shot clock. 35 seconds.
Joe McDonald, Kevin Larson, Isaiah Armwood, Keithan Savage, and Patricio Garino on the floor for Mike Lonergan's Colonials. Storrs gets a screen from Williams, and it's an offensive foul.
Yeah, you can't be moving. Rich Williams came up, tried to set that block. Got to hold, be still when you set that screen.
That's what Emi Enduar, his teammate, is saying for him on the bench. We saw Rich Williams in that exhibition game against Nyack blow the roof off the place with an alley-oop dunk. He is very athletic, but he has seen incredibly limited time here to start this year. Armwood at the left elbow. Bounce pass looking inside for Creek. Off the window, no. The putback, no. For Larson, goes up again and fouled by Larson is Rich Williams. That is his second. Boy, Manhattan did a good job defending there, but the offensive rebounding of GW is going to pay off as Larson is going to go to the line for 2. Second foul on Williams is the 9th on Manhattan.
Yeah, Rich just get into the end. That's what happens. You know, young guy, he's trying to do so much, and he ends up picking up 2 quick fouls.
Larson hits on the first free throw. Ramel Brown will check back in. Ramel's already made an impact in today's contest for the Jaspers. Doesn't have an official block, but he has definitely had, well, he does have 1, excuse me. Larson hits on both to make it an 8-point game at 31-23.
No pressure by GW. They fall back and strictly playing in that half-court zone.
Just about 6 minutes remain here in the first half. Storrs works on a Pankey screen into the baseline for Brown, and now back up top. Trapped is Alvarado. Needs to find an option. It's tipped out of bounds by Garino, and it will remain with the Jaspers. Well, G-Dub now coming with the pressure here. Beamon to inbound, gets it to Alvarado. He and Storrs, former high school teammates at All Hallows High School in the Bronx. Alvarado almost stolen away, and a foul on Garino. That is the 7th, and Alvarado will head to the free throw line.
Well, they picked up 3 quick fouls on GW and had now in the bonus one-on-one situation. Mike is at the free throw line. Alvarado, that is.
Well, we'll see what kind of night Mike's going to have at the free throw line. He went 3 for 11 against Columbia. But we'll say this for Mike, as the first free throw rolls home. He is 2 for 2 in intentional misses. The last 2 times he has intentionally missed the free throw, the Jaspers have gotten the offensive rebound, the putback, and the victory. Second one on the way for the senior point guard. Front rim no good. Brown with the offensive board. Kick out for Alvarado. Head fakes on a 3. Larson wasn't buying though. And now the Jaspers resettle with 5:45 remaining here in the first half. 32-23, Jaspers lead. Storrs drives around a Pankey screen. Pankey sets it again at the left elbow. Storrs at the free throw line, leaves it for Alvarado. Driving left side all the way through, high off the window, and got the kind roll.
Boy, what a tough drive down the left side of the lane. High off the glass with the left hand. Alvarado showing he can take it to the left and to the right. That time going left high off the board for 2 points.
34-23, Armwood at the free throw line, almost traveled with it. Now has to leave it for Garino. Right side, here's Creek. Maurice Creek, the three-point shooter. Larson, jumper from the right elbow, altered shot by Pankey. Alvarado gets the air ball. Alvarado coming coast to coast, finds Brown, goes up, blocked away by Isaiah Armwood. You could see that one coming. Creek up ahead for Garino. Larson streaking in, blocked by Brown, but a foul. They're saying that Ramel got the hand of Kevin Larson as he came flying down the middle of the lane like a Mack truck.
Well, end-to-end action. The big guy's running the floor. Larson at 6'8", 6'9", probably around 240. Again, he's been a force so far for GW here this evening.
5 minutes left to play here in this first half, 4:54 to be exact. Jaspers with an 11-point lead. Kevin Larson at the free throw line misses on the first, as that's the second foul on Ramel Brown. He will take a seat as Emi Enduard checks in. The benefit of this Manhattan roster is they are very deep at just about every position so far, and it allows Maciel to have that rotation so they're not without a talented player for too long. As Larson goes 1 for 2 at the line, back to a 10-point lead at 34-24. Storrs gets it across midcourt, gets a screen from Andujar. Bounce pass for Beamon was kicked away by Larson.
In this zone, it's like a 1-3-1. Sometimes it shapes into a 2-3. You have to get into the gaps. You got to try to attack from the rear, fill those gaps, and try to split, get in there to attack this zone.
Steve Maciel screaming out a play from the Jasper bench. Alvarado inbounding underneath the basket. Throws it up top, looking for Beamon. Pass was tipped, and Storrs will track it down all the way in the backcourt. Gets away from Garino. Garino coming from behind. Storrs, kick out for Alvarado. Head fake on a three. Mikic wasn't buying. Storrs top of the key. Rashawn wide open for three. Back iron, no good. Garino the rebound. 2-on-1 come the Colonials. He's got McDonald to his right, and he's poked away from Andujar, and a foul. Then they're going to call it a shooting foul. Wouldn't matter. Double bonus action for GW. And the Colonials' defensive pressure getting to Manhattan a little bit there.
Yeah, long shots on a miss means long rebounds.
Yep.
Gives GW an opportunity to get out and run.
Been a little impressed, though, with GW's defensive discipline. They're not biting on those head fakes from the Jasper shooters. Garino's first free throw, nonchalantly throws it off the rim. No good.
He's been out the first 2 games, and just a sophomore. He's from Argentina. He played very well for them last year, and apparently he broke a finger. It's on his shooting hand on his right hand, but showed a good touch there, good rotation. He has 2 of his fingers bandaged together, but that time buried that foul shot.
He's got some good size too at 6'6". Storrs, right side Alvarado. Jaspers lead down to 9 at 34-25. Alvarado tried to find Andujar, but the pass is tipped out of bounds by Larson. 21 on the shot clock, 4:11 remaining on the game clock here for Manhattan. 34-25 lead. They've led by as many as 11. Armwood guarding the inbounds. Alvarado shoots it up into the backcourt for Rashawn Storrs. Catches it, looks to set his feet, and then gets it back across midcourt. 15 on the shot clock for Manhattan. Storrs guarded by McDonald, moves to his right with 10 to shoot. Under 4 minutes remaining. Bounce pass to Andujar, poked and stolen. And then a foul on, I believe, Emi Endujar. It is on Andujar. He reached in to try to take the ball away, and he caught Armwood in the head. 34-25, Manhattan leading. 3:58 to play here in the first half. Jasper's looking to close out the half with the lead. GW with free throws when we return on Jasper Vision.
has stayed back in that big zone, big 2-3-1-3-1 zone.
Isaiah Armwood at the free throw line, misses, and GW has struggled shooting from the free throw line here so far today.
Armwood coming in has shot 73% from the free throw line, but he has missed quite a few.
Second free throw on the way is good. The Colonials are just 6 of 15 from the charity stripe so far today. George Beamon's been held quiet since he had 15 points early on to pace Manhattan. Alvarado on the right side, bounce pass for Stores. Alvarado looking inside, picks up his dribble. Skip pass for Beamon in the corner, tipped out of bounds by Garina.
Got to be careful with those passes. It's a very big zone. They have good arm span. Shane Richards coming in.
Richards
he does have 2 fouls, so they're taking a chance. See if he can play these last 3 minutes, 43 seconds without picking up a third foul.
Trapped off the inbounds, they give it to Beamon. Beamon, skip pass again, was poked, tipped, and it will go out of bounds. It'll remain with Manhattan. Boy, GW with their size, a lot of deflections. It's something that never gets counted on a stat sheet. Steve Masiello wants to dominate in terms of deflections, but right now, over the last few minutes, the Colonials have really gotten their hands in the passing lane. 10 to shoot for Manhattan. Stores gets a screen from Andujar. Stores dribbles out of it. Andujar right side. Drives to the free throw line. Inside Pankey. Reverse layup blocked away and a foul. Foul is going to go on John Koprova. That's his second, team's 8th.
Well, Pankey getting great position. They did a good job of finding him down low. See if he can deliver, getting to the free throw line. So far in this game, he has 8 points, so he has really been a plus for Manhattan.
Manhattan being out-rebounded right now, 14-11. They do have 5 steals, though, and they have had turned 5 George Washington turnovers into 11 points as Pankey misses on the first free throw. Shane Richards, Emi Andujar check out. C.J. Jones, Donovan Cates back in. Manhattan with 6 players that have 2 fouls. Andujar, Brown, Richards, Stores, Rich Williams, and Donovan Cates. Williams and Cates both got theirs in a matter of seconds. Pankey misses on the second free throw. Easy rebound for Isaiah Armwood, his third, to go along with 7 points. 3:20 to play in the first half. Jasper's leading by 8. Inside for Armwood. Skip pass for Larson. Easy lay in there. Good passing from the bigs for GW, and it's back to a 6-point ball game.
Great unselfish passing, Armwood to Lawson that time for the easy layup.
Little 5-0 spurt here by the Colonials. Jones gonna pull up for 3. Back iron, no, it's the second time he's missed that. Tipped out by Ashton Pankey. Stores tracks it down. Good job tipping it back by the big man out of Maryland. Left side, here's Beamon. Catch and shoot on a 3. That one goes home. George Beamon with 18 points. Restores order for Manhattan. They're back up 9, 37-28.
It's important how they close out this half. 2.5 minutes to go.
Armwood tried passing it inside to Larson. Larson wasn't ready. Turnover, Colonials.
Yeah, Armwood saying Larson is my bag. Passed it a little bit too hard that time as he looked inside.
When you looked at last year's game, Manhattan was dominated on the rebounding margin, but it was a tie game at half. 32-all down in D.C. last year. Stores on the right side. Bounce pass for Donovan Cates. Back out for Stores. He's going to try another 3. That one well short. Larson gets the long board. Stores not pleased with himself. Quickly up ahead, here comes GW. Savage back into the ballgame. McDonald top of the key. He's got Mikic to his left. Gets a screen from Larson. Now inside to Larson. Armwood into the paint. Dribbling it off his foot. Out of bounds. They say last touched, though, by a Jasper. With 2:04 to play till the half.
Really squeezed on with that time. 2 Jaspers are surrounding him. But GW will keep possession. McDonald will inbound along the baseline.
McDonald on the baseline. Beamon guarding the inbound. They look for Mikic off a curl. They get it to him. Top of the key now for Savage. Under 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Left side McDonald. Savage once again. Left side McDonald once more the 2-play catch. Savage looks back for a play. 13 to shoot. Into the baseline. Pass poked away by Pankey. Larson gets it back though. Throws it up. Misses it short. Cates fighting for the rebound. He stepped out of bounds and a foul. Foul is going to go on Kenneth Savage. And that is going to be foul number 2 for him. The 9th on GW. And Donovan Cates will head to the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity. Beamon, who with his first basket today became the 9th leading scorer all time in Manhattan history, surpassing George Bucci. He's trying to catch Daryl Crawford tonight. Not going to be able to do it as Cates rattles in the first free throw to earn another one.
That's his first point of the season so far. Cates, who played quite a bit last year, so far in the early parts have seen limited action.
Very aggressive rebound. That's what Masiello loves about him. He hits both free throws. He's also got a pure stroke. Jasper's lead back to 11 at 39-28. 1:45 remaining till the break. Mentioned Daryl Crawford, 8th on the Jasper scoring list. He's 100 points more than Beamon right now. McDonald on the top of the key. 90 seconds to go till halftime. Left side Larson looking inside on Pankey, lays it in right over the 6'10" forward from the Bronx.
Yeah, Larson really is having a heck of a first half. Again, they're finding him down low, right by the basket, and shooting a high percentage.
Masiello liked the size matchup with this team, thought they both could do it. Cates, he's got the stroke, misses on the back iron, tries to get his own rebound, cannot savage the board. Rather, that's Maurice Creek, the three-point shooter for GW. He'll drive inside, tried to sidestep around Pankey, kick out, Mikic, 3 on the left wing. Well short, rebound pulled in by Armwood. 1 minute left to go in the half. Top of the key, McDonald. He's open for 3. No good. Rebound tipped, still fought for, out of bounds. It's still loose, no, as players fall out of bounds. CJ Jones the loose ball. Manhattan on the break. Donovan Cates slows it up, though, for Rashawn Stores. 40 seconds remain and a timeout taken by Steve Masiello with 41.7 on the clock. That last rebound, Jasper's got very lucky. There were 3 wide open looks from distance.
Yeah, they had 3 opportunities, not knocking them down, and again, they were lucky to get that rebound. The ball just sort of bounced to the left-hand corner, and they were there to pick it up. Right now, though, 41 seconds remaining, 26 on the shot clock. They want to get a good look at this. I wouldn't be surprised if they put in Shane Ritz, who has been sitting most of this first half because he picked up 2 fouls. But they need somebody to knock down an outside shot right now.
All at the half, we will speak with Shane Richards, the sophomore shooter from Manhattan, New York. Talk to him a lot about the adjustment period, the quick adjustment period he was forced to go through last year from being a tertiary scorer to being one of the guys that Jasper's relied upon quite a bit with the injury to George Beamon, what it's like having the senior back, and his book club with Steve Masiello.
Well, he's back in the game for this last possession.
Inbounds it to Rashawn Stores. 15-second differential between shot and game clock. Stores gets a screen from Pankey on the right side. Richards on the right wing looking inside for Pankey. Dribbles it between the circles with 15 to shoot. Beamon again, long 3-ball on the way. Missed it. Well short. Rebound here for GW. They can hold for the final shot as the shot clock has been turned off. Top of the key, here's McDonald, guarded by CJ Jones with 12 to shoot. Jasper's lead by 9. They'd love to keep it there with 8. McDonald on the left side, drives down the lane, goes up, altered shot, missed it well short. Rebound is going to be called a jump ball. Jasper possession with 1.3 seconds left.
Good defense that time by Manhattan.
1.3 seconds left.
They shouldn't do anything foolish, just get it and eat it. Go to the half, up by 9.
Pankey will inbound. With Koprova guarding. They just inbound it to CJ Jones. Jones is going to try a 3-quarter shot. No good, misses it wide right. And the Jaspers will head into the locker room with a 9-point lead. 39-30, the Jaspers came out guns a-blazing in the first half. The pace slowed down tremendously, but they were able to get that 9-point advantage, mainly due to their defense.
Well, it really was, especially the first 9-10 minutes of the game. That's where we had a bit of a track meet going on here. Both teams going up, and Manhattan did a great job with their defense, coming up with steals, deflections that led to some early scoring opportunities.
So Manhattan with a 9-point advantage here at the break. We will take a break, and when we come back, we'll have stats, halftime analysis, and our halftime spotlight with sophomore forward Shane Richards. All coming up on Jasper Vision. Water or something would be great. Great.
gonna happen. Okay. I gotta see if I can figure out. Shane Richards and our chat with him earlier today. And Coach Mahoney, you gotta love that quote from him. I'll do anything Coach tells me to do. Very coachable young man.
Yeah, and that's what you want, and I think he will. He plays very hard. He's an exciting young fella to watch, especially his ability to get off his shot so quickly. And if he's open, there's no doubt about it. There's a good chance he's gonna make it. He picked up some early fouls here in his first half. You know, his minutes were limited. He just played. Let me see here. We got the stats. He just played 6 minutes. He was 1 of 1. So hopefully we'll get to see him quite a bit more here in the second half.
Coach, as you look at our first half stats, what on there jumps out at you?
Let me see. The rebounding, GW, we knew that was going to be a problem, and it has been, especially on the offensive board. Lawson has hurt them quite a bit. They're going to have to find a way to get a body on him and keep them off that board. And that's easier said than done because he's a big, wide body.
Larson, 4 of his 5 rebounds have come on the offensive glass. The Jaspers only being out-rebounded by 4, but they have forced 6 turnovers, 5 steals, which have led directly to 11 Manhattan points.
Yeah, and a lot of those came in within the first 9-10 minutes of the game. There was great energy out here on the floor. And then it kind of settled in and became more of a half-court. A lot of fouls in that first half, and right now Manhattan has that 9-point lead. They finished out the half very well. You didn't want to see that 11 9-point lead go down to maybe 5 or 6 points.
Manhattan shooting over 50% in the first half. They are led by George Beamon, 7 of 10 from the floor. He's got 18 points. Leading scorer for George Washington is Kevin Larson, 9 points to go along with his 5 rebounds. Isaiah Armwood, he is really going to be a trouble to watch in the second half because 8 points, 5 rebounds, but more importantly, a big old 0 in the foul column.
Has absolutely no fouls, and again, he's a talent, and he's somebody they have to worry about. We saw a couple of flashes where he put the ball on the floor and made his baskets, but between him and Lawson, that's a pretty powerful front line.
Manhattan with a 9-point lead here at the break. They're trying to go to 3-0 on the season for the first time under Steve Masiello. Second half up next on Jasper Vision. Staff, along with his 18 points, did have 5 rebounds to pace the Jaspers. Ramel Brown quickly checked out. Ashton Pankey will replace him. Pankey, 0 rebounds in that first half despite the 8 points.
There's some full court pressure now. We saw a lot of that in the first 9-10 minutes of the game.
Creek drives in on Pankey, gets the foul, and will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, that's too easy for them to come down and just take it to the basket. Pankey picking up his first foul.
Second on the Maryland transfer. As Rashawn Storrs also onto the court, replacing Tyler Wilson. Maurice Creek shot 4 of 5 in limited action with the Indiana Hoosiers last year. Graduated in May of this year from Indiana. He was incredible in his freshman year, high ceiling, but injuries over the next 3 years limited him to just 43 games total. Second free throw is good. 2-point game, 41-39. Just like that, the Colonials have come out of the break on fire. Storrs controlling the point for Manhattan with his former high school teammate, Mike Alvarado. On the right side, Beamon's in the corner. Storrs up top for Andujar. Andujar puts it on the deck. Bounce pass for Storrs on the right side. 3-ball on the way is good. He missed his first 2, hits that one. Jaspers lead back to 5 at 44-39.
Well, it gives him a chance to get into that full court pressure.
Here's Armwood now breaking it. Savage going to drive all the way in. Storrs stole it away cleanly. Back the other way he comes, and a foul on Keithan Savage. Savage will pick up foul number 3. And it's the first team foul for GW here in this half.
Boy, Rashawn Storrs picked his pocket. They didn't even see him out there on the floor. Great hustle there.
C.J. Jones checking in, replacing Alvarado. Inbounds as Manhattan moves left to right, and Nemanja Mikic replaces Savage with those 3 fouls. On the left wing, here's Beamon in front of the Jasper bench. Entry pass to Pankey. He tried to give it back to Andujar, and it tipped off of Emmy's hands into the waiting arms of Joe McDonald for G-Dub. 17:25 to play here in the second. Jaspers leading by 5 at 44-39. Top of the key, Creek fires up a straightaway 3. Good.
You can see he has that range. He's the three-point deadly shooter. He was very quiet in that first 20 minutes, but right there, you can see where he's a force.
Storrs to the right elbow for Pankey. Jaspers lead is down to 2. Andujar driving inside. Kick out for Jones. Thought about the 3. He'll drive from 12 feet. Back iron, no good. Pankey fighting for the board. Offensive foul on Ashton Pankey. That's going to be his 3rd with just over 3 minutes gone by here in this second half. And the Colonials have a chance to tie or take the lead right here. And we're going to see Carlton Allen for the first time since LaSalle. He did not play against Columbia, but the freshman comes on and he will replace Ashton Pankey. Jaspers have depth at all of their positions. McDonald tries to blow past C.J. Jones and leaves it for Larson. Larson ahead for Mikic. Thought about the three. Inside Armwood goes up, and a blocking foul on George Beamon. Fans in the student section wanted a charge. They're not going to get it.
George was right there along the baseline, maybe get there a little bit late as he tried to take that charge. Armwood would be going to the line for 2 shots.
First foul on Beamon, 4th on Manhattan, 3 minutes, 13 seconds into the second half. Armwood at the line. First free throw, no good. Don Kopriva checks back in. And Ashton Pankey looks like he's going to come on here for Manhattan. He will replace Carlton Allen, and Patricio Garino will replace Maurice Creek for GW. Jaspers do not want Creek to get going, and they are happy to see him head to the bench. Armwood, second free throw is good. 1 for 2. It's a 1-point game at 44-43. Manhattan led by as many as 11. Enduar kicks out for Jones, saved it from going out of bounds, but right to Joe McDonald. McDonald up ahead for Garino, stays in bounds on the baseline. Armwood on the right side as GW slows it up. Skip pass into the corner. Mikic steps into a three. Front rim no good. C.J. Jones tips the rebound out of bounds. It'll stay with the Colonials. 16:25 to play here in the second. As Donovan Cates is replaced by replaces Emmy Enduar. Looking for an inbound up top. They go to Mikic. Looking inside for Kopriva. Instead, back up top. Hounded by C.J. Jones. Leaves it for Joe McDonald on the right side.
Manhattan staying in the 2-3 matchup zone.
Mikic head fakes on a three. Leaves it to Armwood at the left elbow. Inside to Kopriva. Works in on Pankey. Poked away by Stores. Gets it back though. Throws it up. Short, no good. Pankey the easy rebound. 4 minutes gone by here in the second. Jaspers looking to extend their 1-point lead.
They need a basket here. We got this coming on under 16 minutes left in this ball game.
It has been a nice run here for GW. Stores leaves it to Jones. Inside to Pankey. Double team. Kate streaking in the lane. Can't get it. Stolen away. Here come the Colonials. 4-on-1. Driving inside. Laying it in is Garino. GW has their first lead since it was 5-2. 45-44.
Manhattan really struggling against this zone in the half court. They have not handled the ball very well. Their passes have not been crisp.
Beamon on the right side. 3-ball. He's fouled. Fouled on the follow-through as Isaiah Armwood came swiping in, and the foul's going to go on Mikic. That is a big break for GW as Mikic picks up only foul number 2, but it would have been and could have been the first foul on Armwood.
George's going to have 3 shots when he comes back after this timeout.
15-22, Manhattan trailing by 1 at 45-44. Jaspers looking to go to 3-0 on the season. Christian Heimel along with Brian Mahoney here with you. Manhattan with their first MAC Player of the Week award went to Mike Alvarado on Monday for his performance against LaSalle. Alvarado struggled against Columbia, was 3 of 11 shooting. Here so far today, the senior point guard has done a pretty decent job. Only 1 for 5 shooting, but 3 assists, only 1 turnover. And that's the bigger thing for Manhattan is they're trying to limit the turnovers and limit the extra possessions for GW. Well,
what's happening now, they've gone pretty cold in their execution against the zone. Surprised we haven't seen Shane Richards come into the game. Hasn't been in the game here in this second half, and we've played almost 5 minutes.
15-5 run to start this second half for GW to take what is now a 1-point lead at 45-44. If you're Manhattan, coach, what do you do to try to restore order to what it was in the first half?
Well, you got to talk about how we're going to attack this zone. We got to be a little sharper with our passes, not be careless with them. Get into the gaps, move the ball a little quicker, and then don't hesitate if you feel you have a nice open jump shot. Richards has just reported back into the game, and they're going to need him against this zone to knock down some jumpers.
Steve Masiello having a conversation with Paul Thea, one of the referees. Obviously not sure what that entailed.
Well, GW has gotten back into this game. They were down 9 at the half, and right now leading by 1. 15:22 remaining.
Beamon's at the line. He'll shoot 3 free throws here as he was fouled before that whistle. Hits on the first. Beamon now with 19 points on the day. Had 18 at the half. Second one is no good. Beamon a very good free throw shooter for his career, as was Mike Alvarado, should say. It's very uncharacteristic to watch Alvarado on Tuesdays. Beamon goes 2 for 3, and for the third consecutive game this season, he's hit the 20-point mark. As Donovan Cates is replaced by Mike Alvarado. Jaspers with Stores, Alvarado, Richards, Beamon, and Pankey on the floor. How is that not a 5-second violation? Steve Masiello was screaming. They get it in. Mikic breaks the full court pressure. And now McDonald here on the near left side. Jaspers have done a very good job guarding the inbounds, making it very close to a 5-second violation almost every time. McDonald, as the GW Colonials drive into the heart of the student section. Rebound comes out to McDonald, misses on the bottom of the rim. Rebound pulled in by Beamon. He's going to take Mikic one-on-one. Driving inside, had it lost, poked away. No, they say he just lost the handles. He tried that Euro slide step.
Tried to do a little bit too much, and the ball slipped out, out of bounds in front of Manhattan's bench. It was a nice opportunity. But again, you can see the size of GW starting to wear on Manhattan right now.
Well, Steve Masiello said he loved the way that their size matched up. Thought they did it well. The question was going to be, how does our will match up with GW? Patricio Guarino controlling in the back. Here's McDonald now. Gets it across midcourt with a couple seconds to spare. Alvarado guarding up top in between the circles. 20 to shoot. Left side, here's Mikic. Looks inside for Armwood. Over his head, out of bounds. And it'll be Manhattan basketball.
Good defense there. Good pressure defense. Forced that turnover. Bad entry pass from Mikic into Armwood down low.
Mike Lonergan not happy as Mikic is replaced by Kopriva. Jaspers with a 1-point lead, trying to regain the momentum here after GW came out on fire to start the second half. Richards is open on the left side. Alvarado at the free throw line leaves it for Pankey. Pankey's shot is blocked. Kopriva gets the rebound as Guarino with great length got up and rejected Pankey's attempt at the 15-footer. Guarino on the left side. The Argentinian leaves it for Savage. 6 minutes gone by here in the second half. Jaspers leading by 1. Kopriva inside, altered shot, back iron, no good. Pankey the rebound for Manhattan. Good, strong defensive board there.
Manhattan looking to push it. They got to look around, try to get it up the floor. There's a shot in the corner.
Richards for 3. Back iron, no good. Pankey the offensive rebound goes up. He's fouled. Can't get the shot to fall though. He'll head to the line for 2.
Well, he gave a good pump fake that time, but you got to complete those opportunities when you get it. Pankey hanging around the basket. Now convert at the free throw line.
Foul goes on Patricio Guarino, his second. Third on GW. Pankey will be at the line shooting 2. In the first half, he was 0 for 2. Manhattan shot just 8 free throws in the first half. That's their 4th of the second, and they are 2 for 4 combined.
So important in games like this to have opportunities. You got to convert at the free throw line.
Larson replaces Kopriva for GW. Manhattan locked in another tight one here. Pankey misses on both. Larson gets the rebound. McDonald in the backcourt controlling. Gets away from Stores momentarily. On the right side, driving in is Savage off the window and home. Back on top are the Colonials, 47-46, 13:34 to play in the second half.
Yeah, too easy that time. Just driving it to the basket for the pull-up short jump shot.
Stores leaves it for Alvarado on the left side. Richards is in the corner. Stores back for Alvarado left wing. Dribble drive. Out for Stores. Lost the handle momentarily. Settles it down though with 18 to shoot. Richards head fakes on a 3. Drives. Leaves it for Brown on the left block. Brown working inside with the right hand hook. No good. Pankey the offensive board. Threw it back up. No. The second offensive rebound is tipped up. And right here. How are you?
Good catch there, Christian. I thought you were going to bail on me, but you hung in there. Like a can of corn.
Like a can of corn. Exactly. I got it. Wave everybody off. Make the play. Rich Williams checks in here for Manhattan. Stores between the circles. 7 minutes gone by here in the second half. Tell you what, I was really glad though was the fact that Joe McDonald didn't go too hard after that ball. Stores, 3-ball from straight away, good! Jasper's lead, 49-47.
Well, big shot that time by Stores, right at the top of the key area, drained the long 3.
Savage for Garino on the near left side. Manhattan leading by 2. Savage on the near left side. Here's Garino once more. Armwood at the free throw line. Works in on Brown. Spin move. Crazy shot. Goes and one. Steve Masiello not going to be pleased with that. Fans wanted to travel as Ramel Brown is going to pick up what I believe is his 4th foul. It is the 5th on Manhattan. They put the foul on Rashawn Stores. Big break for Manhattan. No, excuse me, that does go to Ramel Brown.
Does. Yep, that's his 4th. 12:33 remaining in the game.
Now this is the part of the game that's really going to hurt the Jaspers. If Ramel Brown can't be that dominant of a defensive player because of the new rules, how do the Jaspers adjust? Ramel Brown's going to have to do it.
Well, they're very small right now. The lineup: Endahar and Beamon up front. Jones, Mike Alvarado, and Shane Richards. This is a very small team out there. No real power player on the floor for Manhattan. Playing with a lot of guards.
Converts on the 3-point play. 1-point game again, 50-49. Beamon to Richards. Head fakes on a 3 again. Driving. Looking for an option. Got to find a way to pass. Armwood doing a good job. Alvarado is there. Alvarado driving inside. Dumps it off for Enduar. Goes up. No foul. Rebound is pulled in by Creek. Up ahead for Savage. Savage slows it up though. Creek, left side, 3-ball on the way, good. And the Colonials lead by 4. Alvarado, coast to coast, stripped. Here comes GW again. Savage slows it down as Manhattan. Wheels coming off here a little bit. Under 12 minutes remain. Savage. On the left side, here's Garino. Savage thought about the 3. Right side Creek, catch and shoot on a 3 is good. Back-to-back threes. Timeout taken by Steve Masiello. GW has opened up their largest lead of the ball game at 56-49.
Maurice Creek showing what he can do from 3-point range. What a quick release. Outstanding shooter. He was quiet in that first half, but right now he's knocking down shots.
With a 7-point advantage, Creek back-to-back threes. Manhattan, meanwhile, on the other side, unable to do anything with this George Washington defense.
No, and of course they have a very small team in there, so rebounding is going to be a problem.
Now Creek, a couple of big threes. Shane Richards really looked out of sorts on that last one, but again, the Jaspers are really going to struggle now with Ramel Brown in foul trouble on the bench with 4. The size of GW starting to take its toll.
Yeah, those big bodies right now, and Lawson and Almond have to be so concerned about them. The foul trouble has hurt Manhattan. Right now, Creek is starting to light it up from the 3-point range.
11:39 to play here as we take a look at the upcoming schedule. Manhattan on the road for their next contest. Coach, we get to head to Illinois State on November 20th, this coming Wednesday, for a 8 p.m. Eastern start. Don't let that fool you, folks. We are Central Time. You guys will be Eastern. 7:50 our broadcast will begin. And then on November 26th, right back here, a doubleheader of Manhattan basketball action. The women will host LaSalle, and the Jasper men in the Battle of the Bronx welcome Tom Pecora, the Fordham Rams, and their stud freshman, John Severe.
There's some really big games coming up, but right now we got a big game here. Just under 12 minutes left in this ball game. Manhattan's going to have to claw their way back into this. They've really struggled. They've only scored 10 points here in this second half. They had 39 at the half. Now at 49, down by 7.
11:35 to play here in the second half. Jaspers, their largest deficit of the game. Beamon on the right side. He's been held to just 2 points from the free throw line. Stores on the left side. Thought about the 3. Into Richards. Head fakes on a 3. Gets Armwood moving. Stores right side. Jaspers driving. Leave it for Pankey. He goes up. Blocked by Armwood, but is fouled. Good job by Pankey to keep the ball away from the swatting arm of Isaiah Armwood. Absorb the contact. He'll head to the line for 2 more, but he has missed his first 4. Timeout on the floor. 11:20 remains. Jaspers trailing by 7 on GoJaspers.com and live on Jasper Vision. With 11:20 remaining here in the second half, the Jaspers trail by 7, but Ashton Pankey is at the line. He will have 2 shots after Isaiah Armwood picked up his first foul. Pankey's first free throw is good. I do enjoy being humble, Coach, but with today's technology, Facebook and Twitter, my phone will not stop. After that very routine catch, Pankey goes 1 for 2 at the line. Jaspers down 6.
Well, Manhattan's going to need some stops here, try to turn this GW team over.
Inside they go to Larson, working it on Pankey. Cook shot, rims out. Armwood tried to put back. No, Beamon with a strong rebound, his 7th of the game, to go along with 20 points. Beamon the other way. Transition 3-ball. He is fouled hard. Patricio Garino on the foul.
Garino is looking like he didn't even touch him. But George will be at the line for 3 shots.
The amazing part about George's shot, and I'm always impressed by it and astounded, the guy flails in the air. His legs always kick out as if he's been hit, no matter what. And he still gets a lot of them to go. As we took another look at it, that's close, but
he might have drew that. Maybe took a little bit of a dive there.
Second free throw is good, as he missed the first. Jaspers back within 5, under 11 minutes to play.
21 points now for Beamon. But they're going to have to get other people to help in the scoring here. Pankey's the next highest with 9 points.
Beamon misses on that one. Rebound pulled in by Nemanja Mikic. 5-point game with under 11 minutes to play here in regulation. Shane Richards, the shooter, is out there for Manhattan as well. Jaspers up the defensive intensity. Creek, who had back-to-back threes, that made it a 7-point game. McDonald on the right wing in front of the GW bench. Jaspers in their 2-3 zone. Mikic looking for Creek. 13 to shoot. Andor doing a good job face guarding. Beamon almost poked it away. 10 to shoot. McDonald between the circles with 7. Driving, gets a screen from Larson. Contested 3, front rim, no good. Rebound almost went in. Andor almost tipped it into the rebound, and Storrs comes away with a loose ball. Here come the Jaspers with a 3-on-2. Richards in transition, no good on the 3-ball. Mikic, the rebound for GW. 56-51, back the other way, and a travel. Travel on Maurice Creek. Probably would have been a charge anyway. Turnover, and with 10:13 remaining, the Jaspers take possession, trying to make it either a 3 or 2-point ball game.
I think Shane was a little winded that time on that shot coming down. He was running hard, trying to get his feet set coming down the left sideline for a long 3.
He looks a little tired now. Storrs, Endor on the left side. Richards open in the corner on the left side. Contested 3-ball, back iron, no good. Beamon skying in for the rebound, fighting with Endor up off the glass, no good. Larson gets the board. Manhattan battling with themselves, maybe cost them a bucket. 10 minutes played, 10 minutes left here in the second half. Jaspers down 5 at 56-51. In between the circles, here's Savage. Mikic on the right side. The student section trying to come alive. Creek with a contested 3. Side 10, no. Pankey, offensive foul, as he gave a little shove to Isaiah Armwood. And that's the 4th on Pankey.
Every game now this season, he's been in foul trouble.
Mike Alvarado will replace George Beamon here with 9:37 remaining in the second half. And Carlton Allen, the freshman, will replace Ashton Pankey. Allen, who hasn't seen much action since the exhibition game. Inbounds. They find Mikic. 13-foot jump shot is good.
Nice stroke along the baseline.
7-point ball game, 58-51, GW on top. Manhattan down almost double digits now in the rebounding margin. Storrs gets around an Andujar screen, looking for Alvarado. Driving at the right elbow, leaves it for Andujar. Left side, Emmy driving in on Larson, goes up and he's fouled. Armwood with a big rejection. Foul will go on Kevin Larson. That is his 2nd as Beamon checks back into the ballgame. 6th on GW. Both teams with 6 fouls. Next one for either will send the 2 teams into the bonus.
Not a shooting foul. Take it out along the baseline.
Alvarado Inbounds it for Enduar from 8 feet, back rim, airballed it. Rough one there for Emmy as Creek spins away from Alvarado. 9 minutes to play here in regulation. Savage driving in, dumps it off for Armwood. Armwood is fouled by Shane Richards as he couldn't maintain his footing.
The 17th foul on Manhattan.
1-and-1 for Isaiah Armwood, who has gotten a good chunk of his points from the free throw line. He is 4 of 7. 3 players in double figures for GW, led by Maurice Creek, 16 on 4 of 6 from beyond the arc. Kevin Larson with 12, Isaiah Armwood with 14. Mikic takes a seat as Joe McDonald is back into the ballgame. Armwood's first free throw as he shoots into the 6th Burrow is good. He earns a second. As Patricio Garino replaces Kenneth Savage here for GW. This is a George Washington team that was picked 10th in the preseason A10 polls, but if you talk to a lot of experts, they are the dark horse, if there ever was one, to win that league.
10th. It's hard to believe that they would pick 10th with the type of talent that they have.
60-51, Manhattan trails as Armwood hits both free throws. On the left side, here's Beamon back into the ball game. Beamon with 20 points, but he's only had 2 here in this second half. Richards dribbling with the left hand, guarded by McDonald, hands off for Alvarado. Gets a screen from Carlton Allen. Alvarado driving inside amongst the trees, left-handed shot off the window and home. Back to a 7-point game.
They're trying to get into that full court pressure, but they doesn't seem to have the energy that they had in the first 10 minutes of this ball game.
Garino on the near left side had an open lane, pulls it back out though. McDonald gets a screen from Larson, trapped immediately, looking for a pass, and he throws it into Armwood. Armwood goes up, slams it home, and one. As Carlton Allen with a poor judgment call there on the foul by the freshman, and Armwood has a chance to put GW up 10.
Well, when they split, they were trapped in out front. He split it, McDonald, and he made the pass to Armwood. Carlton Allen late getting to him. Opportunity for a 3-point play.
Armwood now with 18 points on the day. Hits on the free throw, and it is a 10-point ball game. Ramel Brown with 4 fouls will replace Carlton Allen.
Well, the size of GW is starting to pay off in this ball game.
A foul on McDonald as Alvarado worked around it, and a 1-and-1 opportunity here for Michael with 8:08 to play. Foul on McDonald is his second, and that's what Manhattan is going to have to do. They're going to have to get into this size of GW.
Try to draw some fouls, get some high percentage shots, but you got to convert at the line here.
Free throw no good, and the rebound pulled in by Larson. And Mike Alvarado, a career 80% free throw shooter, has been struggling from the line lately. McDonald, handoff for Creek. Creek, 4 of 6 from downtown. Right side, here's McDonald again. 7:50 to shoot, 7:50 to play rather. McDonald looking inside, skip pass for Garino, head fakes with 10 to shoot. Leaves it for Armwood at the free throw line, inside to Larson. Larson working underneath the basket, goes up, no good. Garino the putback, can't get it to go. And finally, Enduar comes away with the board for Manhattan. 3-on-2. Emmy coming from behind, dribbled it off of Maurice Creek. No, it's off his own foot. Creek with a great job on the back tip from behind.
Trying to chase them down, and bad break from Manhattan. GW will get possession.
7:31 to play here in the second. Jasper's down 10, trying to find a way back into this one on Jasper Vision. Shane Richards today. He's only got one basket. 18 to shoot for Manhattan. Jones, Cates on the left side. He's got the three ball. Rattled it in and out. Brown fighting for the board. It's out of bounds. It'll stay, though, with Manhattan.
Well, good look that time. It just wouldn't go. Cates' shot was right, halfway down and popped right out.
Shane Richards just 1 of 4 shooting. Mike Alvarado will replace C.J. Jones.
Scoring in the paint. GW 32 points, Manhattan just 16.
Last year in that contest, the Colonials outscored Manhattan in the paint just by 6, 34-28. Inside Beamon. He's trapped in the corner. Long pass looking for Richards. He's able to track it down. Richards is trapped at midcourt. Split it, and a foul. And it will be a 1-and-1 for Shane Richards.
Well, that's good. It stops the clock, gives Manhattan a chance to get to the line and chip away at this 10-point lead.
Fouls on Patricio Garino. That is his 4th. He is one of only 2 really in foul trouble for GW. Keithan Savage, who just replaced him, has 3. Richards is at the free throw line. His first is good. Manhattan's deficit down to single digits now at 63-54. Second free throw, also good for Richards. 5 points on the day. He'll be replaced. Rather, no, he will be replaced by Rashawn Stores. 63-55. Jaspers need to make a couple of stops. The inbounds off of Savage. No, they say off Ramel Brown. Jaspers with full court pressure. Good job by Brown to chase down Savage.
Yep, good pressure there. Almost had a 5-second count.
Larson looking to inbound. Tried a baseball pass, thought about it at least. Creek gives it up to McDonald, who breaks the pressure. Creek across midcourt in front of his own bench. Leaves it for Creek on the near left side. McDonald, far wing. Entry pass for Armwood. Double teamed. Larson lost the handle. That gets to Savage. Savage, did he travel? They're going to call, they are a travel. Yes. Looked like it may have been a foul. And to be honest, as much as the players have to adjust, we have to adjust as well. So the Jaspers with a chance now. They can make it a 7-point game. Rather, they could make it a 5-point game here. 6:35 remain. Screen from Richards for Alvarado. He'll step into the 3. Missed off the side of the rim. Ramel Brown, big offensive board with 4 fouls. Richards on the left side. 3 ball on the way. Count it! Jaspers within 5, 63-58. Inbounds comes to Armwood for GW. Up ahead, here's Savage. He goes up, missed the dunk as he tried to go over Ramel Brown. Armwood and a timeout called by Mike Lonergan.
Coach Lonergan all the way down the sideline screaming for a timeout. A big break there with Savage missing that dunk on this breakaway. Manhattan trying to get into that full court pressure after a long 3. But it's going to be GW ball. They'll be taking it out right in the corner. 34 seconds, 6:08 remaining in this ball game.
Manhattan down by 5. Shane Richards with just his 2nd basket of the game. He's got 8 points now for Manhattan. And the Jaspers are going to really need to come up with some big defensive stops here if they want to try to pull this one out. Well, this time we'd like to give our congratulations to Mark Jones and the rest of the Manhattan College volleyball team by picking up a 3rd set victory at Iona. The Jaspers have qualified for the MAC championships next week at Siena. Manhattan, if they're able to somehow get a win at Iona, they would get their first regular season championship, but there will be postseason play for the Manhattan volleyball team this year, and our congratulations go out to Mark Jones and the entire team. Inbounds here for George Washington in between the circles. It's Savage. McDonald now, under 6 minutes to play here at Draddy Gymnasium in the 2nd half. McDonald on the right wing, guarded by Storrs. Jaspers in a 2-3 zone. Skip pass for Savage on the left side. And now back to McDonald with 15 to shoot. Pulls it back out. Left side, Savage. Looking inside for Larson, gives it to him. Double team comes, kick out for Creek. 3 ball on the way, got it. Maurice Creek, his 5th 3 ball of the night. Makes it a 8-point game once again.
Creek now with 19 points on the game. Like I said, that's his 5th 3. Good execution that time. coming out of the timeout.
Beamon going to try to answer. Back iron too strong. Rebound put in by Armwood, and the Jaspers cannot afford to try to trade buckets with this GW team, especially if Maurice Creek is going to shoot like he has been. Savage on the left side. Dribble drive, now pulls back out. Creek resets. We tick inside of 5 minutes remaining here in the second half. 8-point lead for GW. And a travel. Jasper, good defense by their senior captain in Mike Alvarado to force the turnover.
Good pressure on the ball that time, forcing the turnover. Down by 8, 5:01 remaining.
66-58, pair of substitutions for GW. Patricio Garina will replace Savage. Nemanja Mikic will replace Creek. Meanwhile, for Manhattan, Shane Richards is back out on the floor.
Well, you got 6'6", 6'8", 6'9", and 6'8" out on the floor for GW, along with McDonald, who's about 6'2".
Alvarado, left side for Richards, back to Mike. He'll fire for another three, and connect. Manhattan back within 5, 66-61, timeout taken by Steve Masiello. Alvarado now with 8 points. Hey, if you're open, why not?
It was almost like a set shot, and they moved the ball against this 1-3-1 zone. Nobody comes at him, and he just lets it go. Nice high arcing shot and buries the long three.
Alvarado last year as a junior hit 13 threes out of the 40 that he had attempted.
Well, they need stops now, that's for sure. Down by 5, 66-61. Still a lot of time left in this ball game, but defensively, you can't afford to give them any easy baskets.
2 timeouts for each team. As Manhattan trailing by 5, looking for what would be another huge victory here in their home opener.
Got it deep now. Got to scratch this out, try to turn them over. Manhattan showing that full court pressure again.
Larson for the inbound. Finds Mikic in the backcourt. Now McDonald controls. Up ahead, here's Carino with 4 fouls. Left side, Mikic once again. Ramel Brown with 4 fouls, getting the job of guarding Isaiah Armwood one-on-one. Armwood, the Villanova transfer. 4.5 minutes to play. Screen set and a foul. Foul is going to go on Ramel Brown, and that is his 5th. And he is done. Mike Lonergan with a fist pump when he saw the foul was going to go against the Jasper big man. And they don't really have many more options because of the foul trouble. Ashton Pankey.
Got to come in with Pankey, I would think. Give them some size. They can't play with 5 guards out there against this lineup.
But Pankey also has 4 fouls. Carlton Allen, who hasn't played much, hasn't played well in this game, has 1 foul. This is where you're really going to need, as Emi Anduar took a seat replaced by Shane Richards. I was going to say, this is where a guy like Emi Anduar becomes absolutely crucial to the Jaspers with his size and agility.
Yeah, Ramel Brown, usually a real factor for Manhattan defensively and rebounding, was very quiet in this game.
Fouls out with just 3 rebounds and 1 block, no points, as McDonald hits on the front end of a 1-and-1 to increase the lead back to 6. Second free throw, also good. 7-point game. Manhattan with Stores, Richards, Pankey, Alvarado, and Beamon. Beamon's been held quiet here in the second half, just 3 points. Richards, head faked on a 3, finds Beamon. He'll drive baseline on Armwood, he's fouled. They'll call it on the floor, but Beamon will head to the line for a 1-and-1 as that foul on Isaiah Armwood is, I believe, his 3rd. It is his 2nd and the team's 9th. As Emi Anduar checks back in, replacing Shane Richards. Beamon with the 1-and-1. Connects on the first. 6-point game.
George, 22 points on the game. 6 of 9 at the free throw line.
Second free throw, also good. 5-point ball game here. 4:16 remaining. Full court pressure by Manhattan. And a foul gonna go against Rashawn Stores. Too much contact on Isaiah Armwood. It's saying he bear hugged him.
I think he sort of grabbed him around the waist and pulled him down.
It was an easy one to see from here as he tried to draw the charge and wrapped his arms around Armwood. And Armwood will have 2 shots here because the Jaspers have just fouled for the 10th time this half. Armwood's been very good at the line here for GW, a team that has made 59% of their free throws. He hits. Armwood on the day is 8 for 11 from the free throw line. 8 of his 20 points have come from the charity stripe. Richards back in, replacing Emmy Andujar. The Jaspers going offense, defense here with Richards and Emmy. Armwood's second free throw. No good. Creek the rebound. The putback falls. Might as well have just been a three-pointer for GW. They're back up by 8 at 71-63. Right side, Richards. Catch and shoot on a 3. Off the mark, though. Rebound pulled in by Larson.
One and done. No second shot opportunities for Manhattan. Too much size on GW.
Under 4 minutes to play. Savage in between the circles. Jasper Nation trying to get behind their squad. Left side, here's Creek. Gets a screen from Armwood. Leaves it for Garino. With the left hand, 13 to shoot. Entry pass for Armwood, back out for Creek. 3-ball on the way, no good. Rebound is gonna be pulled in by Ashton Pankey. Here come the Jaspers, down by 8. Alvarado driving, leaving it for Richards. Wide open, 3-ball. No good. Rebound by Armwood. Second straight one and done for Manhattan. Richards got in there, tipped the pass, and the ball is loose. Storrs gets the loose ball for Manhattan. Great hustle by Shane Richards. Beamon's gonna try a 3-ball. That one is good. Jaspers within 5, 71-66, and that play is made by the hustle of the sophomore Shane Richards.
Yeah, missed that shot, really worked hard to get back and got a deflection. No foul was called, and Manhattan came up with it, and Beamon knocks in a long 3 in left-hand corner.
3:12 remaining here in this second half. Jaspers down by 5 at 71-66. Manhattan, they were lights out against Columbia from the three-point arc. Here today, they are struggling. 8 for 27. 27 of Manhattan's 50 shots, rather correction, 28 of their 51 shots have come from beyond the arc.
Well, that's a big part of their arsenal. And again, against this team, you're not going to get too many opportunities down inside because of the difference in size. But you got to hit a higher percentage, but there's no die in this club as they're fighting to stay in. There's still plenty of time, 3:12 left in this ball game. They just got to turn this GW team over again and try to come away with a basket.
Steve Masiello has talked about it. He doesn't care how many shots they take from beyond the arc as long as they're good shots, and the Jaspers have had open opportunities. They just haven't made them all. Larson inbounds it for Creek. 3:10 to play. Full court pressure from Manhattan. Savage controlling in the backcourt. Gets it up ahead to Larson. Larson driving in. Left it for Armwood. Through his legs, out of bounds.
Well, that's what happens when the big man handles the ball too much. He's not used to making plays off the dribble. And that time, a bad pass by Larson gives it right back to Manhattan.
That is the 14th turnover on GW. Manhattan can make it a one-possession game when we return. 3:03 to play. Jaspers down 5 on GoJaspers.com. Well, if Manhattan is going to win this ball game, they are going to do it on the strength of their defense. They have forced 14 turnovers against George Washington, and it has led directly to 22 points, a chance for some more to make it a one-possession game right here.
Well, it's a big possession right now for Manhattan to try to come away with a good shot, maybe a foul, or knocking the three.
Shane Richards will inbound. He's on the floor with Mike Alvarado, Rashawn Stores, George Beamon, Ashton Pankey. If you are just joining us, Ramel Brown has fouled out. Pankey on the floor with 4 fouls as well. 3:03 remains here in the second. Richards inbounds to Alvarado. No pressure whatsoever for GW. They'll let him walk it across. Under 3 minutes to play. Jaspers can make it a 3 or a 2-point game on this possession.
Straight man-to-man by GW. They out of that zone.
Richards guarded by Isaiah Armwood. Entry pass for Pankey. Faces up on Larson. He'll take the jumper. High arcing shot. Front rim no good. Rebound pulled in by Larson. Rather savage for GW. 2:38 to play. Manhattan would love another stop right here. 2.5 left here in the second from Draddy Gymnasium. The home opener for Manhattan. The first road game of the year for GW. Both teams getting a test here tonight. McDonald between the circles, right side, pull-up jumper for Creek, misses short, Pankey the rebound. Big board by Ashton Pankey, 2:15 to play. Manhattan needs a score. Beamon driving inside, scoop shot goes! The senior leading the way for Manhattan, 3-point game with 2 minutes remaining. McDonald gets around Rashawn Stores and a foul. Feet get tangled up even just a little bit, and McDonald will head to the line for 2. The foul on Stores is his third with 2:02 to play.
2 shots from McDonald going to the line.
McDonald at the free throw line, his first. No good, missed it short. Again, the Colonials shooting below 59% from the line. Here's the second.
No.
Missed it short again. Alvarado the rebound. Under 2 to play. Alvarado gets it across midcourt. Here's Beamon. Jaspers could tie it on this possession with a 3. Beamon to Alvarado. Back to Beamon on the handoff. Lost the handle. Kept it from going out of bounds, but couldn't save it fully. And Steve Masiello not happy with that possession there. Jaspers had a great chance.
Well, you hate to come away with not a shot at the basket, just not under control that time, trying to force that issue rather than take their time and execute.
Emi Enduar back in, replacing Shane Richards. Here's Garino. Creek on the right side. In the backcourt, here's McDonald. McDonald, stolen away by Stores. Stores gonna go all the way in. The layup is no good. Alvarado couldn't get the rebound, and then there's a foul. And if you're Rashawn Stores, you love the take, but he didn't have to be as wild with the shot.
Got to convert there. Emi Enduar with the foul over the back that time. But opportunities here. The pressure's starting to get to GW a little bit, turning that ball over. He might have traveled too. And then Rashawn Stores just not able to convert, hits it a little bit too hard. That was Alvarado who came over the back.
Well, Patricio Garino was at the line last year. He was a 65% free throw shooter. 90 seconds remain here. The first free throw. Too strong. No good. Shane Richards back in, replacing Enduar. Jaspers trailed by as many as 10 here in the second half. Garino, second free throw. Makes it. 4-point game. Jaspers, their last 2 possessions, haven't been able to get a shot off. Alvarado, now some full court pressure here by GW. Creek in the backcourt guarding. Alvarado brings it across midcourt. Handoff for Beamon. Fouled by Garino, that's his 5th. And Garino is fouled out of this game with 1:20 remaining. And Beamon will head to the line. He'll have 2 free throws here in a moment.
Coach is saying to Garino, why are we fouling? We have a 4-point lead. Why are we fouling on a dribble handoff, sending Beamon, the best shooter, to the free throw line for 2 shots?
And now Manhattan will have a chance to draw something up here with 1:20 remaining. Jasper's trailing by 4. Beamon on the day has 28 points.
He just needs a little help from his friends, though.
Well, you look at the last 2 possessions for Manhattan prior to this foul. Storrs gets the steal, misses the layup, and Beamon dribbles it out of bounds. Manhattan could have been in the lead here on those last 2 possessions, but they have done a great job of finding a way to stay in this ball game. First free throw good for Beamon, 3-point contest. .29 on the day, a new season high for George. The second is good. 2-point ball game. 72-70.
Got to play good defense without fouling.
Alvarado in the backcourt guarding McDonald. Throws it to the right side for Creek. Creek driving all the way to the lane, and he's fouled. Foul is going to go on Emi Anduar, and that is going to be foul number 4 on the junior. Creek will be at the line. He is their 3-point shooter. You would expect him to be solid at the line as well. Jaspers would love for him to miss at least one. Keep it a 1-possession game. The first is good.
It's pure, nothing but net.
Shane Richards checks back in, replacing Emi Anduar. A minute 10 left. Beamon with 30 points on the day. Creek with 20. Hits on the second. Back to a 4-point game at 74-70. Beamon will inbound. Full court pressure here. Gets it to Alvarado, who works it across midcourt.
Man-to-man defense by GW.
1 minute to play. Richards on the left side, and a foul away from the basketball on George Washington. It'll go on Joe McDonald, his third, and Beamon will be back at the line shooting 2. Beamon came out on fire in the first half, scored 15 points. With 59.8 seconds remaining, the first free throw is good. Emi Anduar replaces Shane Richards. Second one, also good. Back to a 2-point game. Manhattan looking for a defensive stop here. Larson trying to find the inbound, gives it to Armwood. Out for Larson again, who breaks the press. Armwood trapped on the far side, and a timeout called by GW. 52.5 seconds left. Manhattan doing a good job with their defensive pressure there.
Excellent trapping that time, especially with the big man. He's not used to passing out of traps, but they got the timeout. It was right. They'll inbound right in front of their bench. Just 28 seconds on the shot clock. We got 52.5 seconds remaining in the game. 2-point game. GW 74, Manhattan 72.
Jaspers have been doing it with some good defense, and of course the play of their senior leader in George Beamon, who has
now with, what,
32.
They need to stop here, though. They really need a good stop defensively. Force a turnover.
Manhattan led by as many as 11 in the first half. It was 39-30 at the break. GW came out on fire, led by as many as 10 here in the second. Their advantage, though, is down to 2 at 74-72. Savage to inbound in front of his own bench. Into the backcourt for Creek. The chant of defense begins. Storrs guarding up top on McDonald. Creek between the circles. And now, once again, Savage far side. Man-to-man defense for Manhattan. Savage working in on Storrs at the free throw line with 10 to shoot. Creek on the right side, guarded by Beamon. Slip, fell to the ground, and Savage gets it back with 6. Savage driving with 3. Floater, back iron, and good! 4-point game. Shot clock turned off. Alvarado gets it all the way across midcourt. Jasper's got to move here. Alvarado driving, leaving it for Enduar. Dribble drive into the lane, goes up, no good, no foul. Rebound taken in by GW. Manhattan has to foul with 12.2 left.
Indahar driving it to the basket, just shot it way too hard off the backboard, nothing there. Good idea to drive it because you didn't have to settle for a three.
Manhattan almost caught a huge break as Maurice Creek fell on the right side. Savage was able to get the ball. George Beamon almost had the tie, which would have given Manhattan possession. Creek's first free throw is good. It's a 5-point game at 77-72. Richards will replace Emi Enduar. Nobody rebounding for George Washington after they come up with another huge board. They out-rebounding Manhattan by 13 right now. 6-point game as Creek hits on both. 12.2. Alvarado will let it roll. Picks it up at midcourt. Clock begins. Alvarado's got to move. Jasper's got to go with 7. Alvarado for 3. Front rim no good. Beamon tried to put it back and he's fouled. Foul on Creek. Rather, no, the foul's on Isaiah Armwood.
Armwood over the back. They got it. Be two shots.
So Beamon will be at the line to shoot 2, but the Jaspers trailing by 6. Jaspers put up one heck of a defensive effort today in terms of their intensity, 78-73. George Washington shooting 47%, but for Manhattan, you look at a couple of numbers, their three-point percentage was down. They were 9 of 28. Going to be down when you take almost 30 threes like that. But then the rebounding, out-rebounded by 13 at 42-29. Beamon hit on the first free throw. Second one is good. Back to a 4-point game, and Steve Masiello calls timeout. But you thought at the opening, when you looked at this schedule, Coach, this opening stretch was going to be so incredible for Manhattan. Down at LaSalle, a Sweet 16 team. Down at Columbia, a team with very good size. An underrated Columbia squad who, by the way, almost beat Michigan State on the road yesterday.
Just the other day, yeah.
You look at this team in George Washington that is a dark horse to win the Atlantic 10. You go to Illinois State, who is a contender in the Missouri Valley, and home against Fordham, South Carolina, Buffalo. This is not an easy schedule by any stretch of the imagination.
No, you're right. It's a very demanding pre-conference schedule. But again, this is what they've been building for a couple of years now. And it's just a shame tonight. In a game like this, you needed Ramel Brown to step up big. And he was very, very quiet in this game. Emi Enduar was also very quiet when you look at the minutes he played and the production there. These are two veteran guys that have been with you, and you need more production from those two guys.
Manhattan had their opportunities. Their defense has kept them in it. But unfortunately, those opportunities would go by the wayside, and you're going to look, Coach, at that back-to-back stretch where Beamon off that dribble handoff here on the near right side, dribbles it out of bounds, and then on the very next play after Storrs gets the steal, misses a layup.
Yeah, just really trying to rush it and turning that ball over.
Inbounded by George Washington, immediately fouled. Smart play by GW. If another player steps out of bounds on the baseline, you are allowed to pass it off to him and then step in bounds. That's what Maurice Creek did to ensure that he's going to go to the line with 2.5 seconds left.
Because you always want your best shooter to handle the ball when you inbounded. So that was set up in the timeout by the coach, and Creek had an outstanding second half. He was quiet in this first half. Second half, he was light out, not only making his free throws, but knocking down three-point shots. Amazing
for Manhattan as they scored 74 points, but 34 of them have come from George Beamon. He has kept them in this ball game. Beamon with 34 points, 9 rebounds as well. Creek hits on both. 6-point game with 2.5 left. Enduar going to inbound, gets it to Beamon at half court. Beamon will pull up for a long three. That's good if it goes, doesn't hit. And Manhattan falls for the first time this year by a final of 80-74. George Washington gets their first road test of the year, and boy, was it ever a test.
Yeah, hard-fought game at both ends, and Manhattan came out in that first half, first 20 minutes, on fire, especially the first 10 minutes. Then it slowed down a little bit, but they had that 9-point lead. But at the start of the second half, GW came back very quickly and got that lead, and from then on it was a dogfight. Too much power inside by GW.
Going to be joined now by the head coach of Manhattan men's basketball, Steve Masiello. Coach, we talked about the size. You talked a lot about rebounding was going to be a key to this game. How difficult is a game to play against this team without Ramel Brown on the floor?
He's got to be more disciplined. He's a senior. He's got to know better to not put himself in those situations of getting himself in foul trouble. Just careless fouls, not getting it done, not being a disciplined team. Those are things we'll address, and it's early in the year, and we'll get better at it and continue to grow as a basketball team.
The defensive intensity, especially in the last 5 minutes of this game, kept you guys in this ball game. What do you say about the defensive output by your squad?
We're just not getting it done. We're just not getting it done on defensive end. Our identity isn't what we want it to be right now, or what I want it to be. We're not an offensive team. We're a talented offensive team, and we have the ability to score the basketball, but we're not an offensive team. We're a defensive team, and that's our identity. The backboard and defending is why we've had success in this program, and we just got to remind our guys of that.
Where did you see the change in the way George Washington played at the start of that second half when they went on that run?
I just thought they were aggressive. They came out swinging. We came out tentative. We came out, not really ready to play.
Coach, thanks a lot for the time. Steve Masiello, head coach, Manhattan men's basketball, after a tough 6-point loss, 80-74. Christian Imlin, we're now joined once again by the coach, Brian Mahoney. And coach, as you look at this game, Manhattan, again, Steve Masiello talked about it was going to be a huge key for this team, was going to be the rebounding, and they just could not handle the size of GW.
No, the size was way too big, and especially Lawson throughout pretty much the whole game. He got great position down low. He was a real force. Armwood, of course, the very talented big man. He got fouled. Manhattan just couldn't match up with that size with the players that they play, and then of course the foul trouble. And then if you have George Beamon trying to keep him in the game, I think he ended up with 34 points in the ball game, but he needed some help from his teammates, and Pankey gave him a little help in that first half, but he was a little quiet in the second. But Ramel Brown was a key guy here, and he just didn't have it today.
Coach, you talked about Kevin Larson, double-double for him, 12 points, 10 rebounds. Isaiah Armwood, 20 points and 8 boards. Maurice Creek, 27 points, 6 rebounds as well for the George Washington Colonials. And then, as you heard Steve Masiello talk about, Ramel Brown having to be more disciplined. Fouls out in just 15 minutes, 3 rebounds, no points, and only 1 block.
Yeah, and that's not his game, as we know. We've seen him over the years, and again, he went up against 2 very big guys that had not only weight on him, but also had 4 or 5 inches on him. So it was a tough thing to ask, but again, to win a game like this, you need contributions from guys like Ramel Brown.
Ashton Pankey with 9 points and 5 rebounds. Mike Alvarado, Shane Richards, each with 8. George Beamon finishes a rebound shy of a double-double, 34 points for him, 1 point shy of his career high, and 9 rebounds for the senior, who pretty much kept the Jaspers in this ball game.
He really did. It was trying to do everything. We had a quick first step to the basket, got fouled, and normally he's like a 90% free throw shooter, so we did score a lot of points there. Made some big jump shots early on. Shane Richards, who we've come to rely on, they really focused on him. He had a tough time even getting some shots in the ball game. So it was a struggle throughout the entire 40 minutes here, except for the first 10 when they came out gangbusters.
Richards was just 2 for 7 on the game. Had 8 points, no rebounds for the sophomore as well. You do like, though, the Jaspers' defensive intensity. They forced upwards of 15, 16 turnovers in this contest.
Yeah, well, that's what they work on. That's key, and then they got some key turnovers, and that's all part of their game plan to try to get deflections and steal. And we saw good things in that first 20 minutes where they got these steals and they converted some easy scoring layups.
The unfortunate part is Manhattan, with all their opportunities, could not find a way to come from behind in a 10-point second half deficit. The Jaspers fall to 2-1 on the year. Meanwhile, GW will improve to 3-0 on the season. We remind you, folks, that our next broadcast will come to you from the road as the Manhattan Jaspers travel to Illinois State to take on the Redbirds on Wednesday November 20th. 6:50 our pregame will begin. Rather, excuse me, I should say 7:50 on the East Coast. Our pregame will begin in that one. Manhattan falls to 2-1 on the year in their home opener, their first loss of the 2013-14 season, despite an incredible showing from George Beamon with 34 points. Until then, for everybody involved in the broadcast, including Jim Houston Productions and the coach, Brian Mahoney, this is Christian Eimel saying so long from Dratty Gym. Your final, George Washington 80, Manhattan 74. Everybody, have a good night.